from the 29-yard line. The kick is high, and the kick is good.
So he must have chosen the right two, wouldn't you say? He picked it out there.
6 plays, 54 yards, and the New York Giants grab the lead.
Well, hello! Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. Thank you! If you can maybe give this video a thumbs up, or possibly leave a comment below, or maybe even share this video, it would mean so much to me. But at least anyway, just thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank y'all. All right, now we got the PFF, right? The team and the player grades after Week 12's win against those Philadelphia Eagles, baby. Yeah. 4-7 sounds a lot better than 3-8 any day of the week. All right. Now, we still got, we got the win, but I mean, the team grades, against the Giants compared to other teams is still not looking very pretty in most categories, shall we say. Now, the overall team grade, the team that they have graded out the highest is New England Patriots. I tell you what, Bill Belichick, I mean, without question, has to be the coach of the year. I'm just without question. I mean, with a rookie quarterback, they're 8-4. I mean, I think they won their last 6 games in a row. Beat the whooped up on the Tennessee Titans. I tell you what, Bill Belichick is got to be the coach of the year. I mean, he's unbelievable. He loses Tom Brady, and his Patriots are looking good. I mean, the Patriots' #1 team. They're 92.4 overall team grade. The Giants, on the other hand, are number 28. They're 63.6 team grade. Offensive grade. Cowboys are #1, 88.4. The Giants' offensive grade. The Giants are number 28. They're at 65.6. Passing grade. The Giants, there were 2 times this year the Giants were the #2 team overall passing grade wise. After the let's see, week 2 against the Washington football team, and after week 4 against the New Orleans Saints, the Giants were the #2 passing team grade wise in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Let's see. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the #1 passing team. They're 90.2. The Giants are number 18. They're at 71.3. Pass blocking grade. Yeah. The Rams are #1. They're at 80.6. The Giants are, let's just go all the way down to the bottom down here. Giants 31. I think they were 32 last week. So, yeah. The Giants' pass blocking grade is a 50.1. Receiving grade, Las Vegas Raiders. Receivers grade, wow. They lost Ruggs, and wow, still they're an 81.7. The Giants' receiver grade, they're number 26. They're at a 69. Running grade, New England Patriots, 90.8. They have to have, with their rookie quarterback, Mac Daddy Jones, it's very, very important to have a good running, to take pressure off of him. And for some reason, every year, the Patriots always seem to be able to run the ball. Simply amazing. Absolutely, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I mean, they're a 90.8 running team, Pro Football Focus. The Giants, on the other hand, are number 31. The Giants' running grade is a 59.4. And the reason why the Giants' running grade is so low is because when we go to the run blocking grade, the Giants' run blocking grade, the Giants are number 25. Giants' run blocking grade is a 60. Dallas Cowboys are #1, 89.8. But it just goes to show you, with the pass blocking grade, the Giants, the run blocking, just for me, I hope they double down on offensive linemen in the first round. I know it's not sexy, it's not this, not that, but if you can get 2 #1 picks, obviously they have to be the right guys, and, they have to be able to play in the NFL. I get that, but if you get Andrew Thomas, I guess I say keep like Linderbaum, the center, if you're able to get him, and maybe somebody else, maybe another tackle, because if Peart just doesn't, I mean, the reason why they don't put Peart out there, I mean, instead of Solder. Solder's going to be gone. If Peart, can maybe be backup, but I mean, if you get another tackle, if you get your bookend tackles in the center, Shane Lemieux comes back, maybe Isaiah Wilson can slide into the other guard, you might have a decent offensive line then. But I hope, well, for me anyway, I hope they double down on offensive line. But anyway, defensive grades. The Giants' defensive grades. Let's see. Giants are number 27 defensive grade wise. They're at a 56.4. The Los Angeles Rams are number 1. They're at 81.6. Run defense. Los Angeles Rams run defense is number 1. Pro Football Focus wise, 84.2. The New York Giants are number 30. The New York Giants running defense is a 40.3. Hopefully in the second round, we do what we did in the like get a Dalvin Tomlinson or somebody like that. Somebody can help the because our run is absolutely unbelievable. The RPOs that Jalen Hurts was running the other day, we just couldn't stop him. It was an absolute joke. I mean, our run defense is absolutely unbelievably pathetic. And you got to figure that we got Leo the Lion, Leonard Williams for like 2 more years. Dexter Lawrence, next year is going to be his 4th year. We might be able to sign for his 5th year option, but we might have him 2 more years. And then after that, he's going to want to get paid, so his price is going to go up. I don't know if we'll be able to sign him. If we're going to re-sign him, I have no idea. But I mean, we only got those guys for maybe 2 more years each. And then, if we don't start either adding to what we got there or start replacing them, we're in a lot of trouble after 2 years. If we don't have Leonard Williams or Dexter Lawrence, I mean, so hopefully we get somebody to help them out. Because our run defense is absolutely pathetic. Our tackling grade, let's see here. Green Bay Packers tackling grade, they're number 1, 82.5. The Giants tackling grade. Okay, this is one. Our tackling is a 65.2. We're number 12. Pass rush, yeah. The Rams are number 1, 82.4. 82.5, I'm sorry. Pass rush, here we go. Ooh, we're number 31. Oh my God, unbelievable. Pass rushing grade, we're number 31. We're at a 64.3. Coverage grade, the Buffalo Bills, 89.7. They've been, I think, number 1 all year long. Our coverage grade, we're number 19. We're 63.3. Special teams grade, Saints are number 1, 92.3. You figure, I mean, with Joe Judge being a special teams, coach in the pay, you figure we would be like maybe at least top 10. This is according to Pro Football Focus, that's all I'm saying. I mean, Riley Dixon didn't have a great, last 3 punts yesterday were not very good. Not very, especially his last one when we needed them just to boom it. My God, it was such a short punt. But the Giants special teams grade, they're number 29 or 61.9. I mean, their special teams has just been lagging all year long. All right, now let's go to the offensive grades here. All right, offensive grades we had against the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. All right, let's see. Chris Myrick, yeah. He was only in there for 24 snaps. Caught 2 balls, his first 2 catches. The first one, of course, was his first catch, was his first NFL touchdown. I still don't know how the heck he caught that ball. I mean, it wasn't like in print, in the newspaper, it looks like a bam, right here, baby, tucked it in, touchdown. Couldn't be farther from the truth, but I mean, you thought it would look a little bit prettier. Daniel Jones, he's like, 5, 6, 7 yards away, and somehow he caught it here and wound up by catching it almost off the ground. But Chris Myrick was the number 1 graded offensive player for the New York Giants. He was an 89.6. All right. Only 24 snaps, had 2 catches. John Ross was at 83. John Ross was only in there for 11 snaps. Caught 2 passes. Out of those 11 snaps, only 7 of them were pass plays. So out of 7 pass plays he was in there for, he caught 2 balls out of 7. Right, so he was graded out at an 83. Andrew Thomas, baby, yeah. He was a number 3. He graded out of 71.5. Elijah Penei, He was only in there for 5 snaps. Graded out a 69.2. Billy Price was in there for every snap. He graded out a 67.8. I still think, I hope we get, I don't know if we're going to re-sign Price. Be interesting to see, I mean, like if Gates is coming back, will he be able to play? Will we sign Price? Interesting, very, very interesting. Kenny Galladay was the next highest one. He was in there for 46 snaps. He caught 3 balls. He was 67.8. Daniel Jones graded out a 66.2. Devontae Booker was only in there for 10 snaps. He graded out a 64.8. Darius Slayton had 3 catches. He was in there for 44 snaps. He was a 63.4. Matt Skura was in there for every play. He graded out a 61.7. Problem with him, and this is where this is why we need a guard, or Lemieux to come back, or draft a guard or something, whatever. But Skura, his pass block rate was a 27.3. But he graded out a 61.7 overall. Gary Brightwell was only in there for 1 snap. He graded out a 60. Nate Solder was in there for every snap. He graded out a 56.9. Saquon Barkley was in there for 52 snaps. He graded out a 56.6. Colin Johnson was only in there for 9 snaps. Graded out a 55.5. Will Hernandez graded out a 54.3. He was in there for every snap. This is pass blocking grade got better. This time it was a 60.2. Last week against Tampa Bay, Will Hernandez's pass blocking grade was a 6. Farrell Cooper was in there for 35 snaps. Very, very impressive. He graded at 53.3. The only reason why he's in there, obviously, is because there's no Kadarius Toney. Chris Myerak's only in there because there's no Caden Smith or Kyle Rudolph. Farrell Cooper's in there, no Kadarius Toney or no Sterling Shepard. So, and then Matt Peart was the worst one of them all. He was only in there for 9 snaps, but he graded out a 43.4. His run blocking grade was a 43.5. So I mean, it's like Matt Peart is if you need him maybe as an extra tackle, if you're gonna go really heavy, put 2 tackles on one side or something like that, or if somebody gets hurt and you gotta put him in there. He's some depth, absolutely, but just is he, as of right now, what he's looking like? Is he a quality player to just plug in there and you're good to go? No. So once again, it's gonna be very interesting to see. Will we be able to land a tackle in the next year's draft? Now remember, the Bears, obviously we win, and that's what you want. But the Bears also won. So now the Giants and the Bears both have 4 wins. And now last week the Giants were drafting number 5 and number 7. Well, now that they both won, they might be drafting maybe 7 and 9 or something like that. It's still got weeks to go. But with the Bears winning, that hurt the Giants draft pick a little bit. But we've got quite a few games left to go. But so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what they wind up drafting. All right, now we got the defensive grade, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Xavier McKinney, 92.2, fantastic. Fantastic, love it. And then, we got some bad grades here. We got some really bad grades here, and a lot of it is because we have no pass rush, and we have no pass rush, and our run defense is Eagles. It's just not doing this against the Giants. The Eagles have been churning out yards on the ground a lot because of Jalen Hurts, but the Eagles have been churning out yards on the ground pretty much all year long. The Eagles are really doing phenomenal running the ball. As I said, a lot of it revolves around Hurts, but we got a lot of bad grades there on defense, a lot. But Xavier McKinney was number 1, 92.2. Yes. Aaron Robinson, 3rd round, right? He I tell you what, man, he was there. I hope he stays healthy and all of that. And he may not be a lockdown number 1 corner or something like that, but he sticks his nose in there, makes some tackles, makes some hits. He gave up a couple passes yesterday, but he was like right there on a, So, He graded out a 67. Nothing phenomenal. I mean, but it just goes to show you. The number one was Xavier McKinney. He graded out at a 92. Then the next closest guy was 67, 25 points away. But at least it was Aaron Robinson, the draft pick, our third rounder. Julian Love, Mr. Duct Tape, graded out a 66.7. Steve Parker, he was in there for 11 snaps. Let's say 60. He graded out 62.4. He was in there because we lost Adoree Jackson, and Darnay Holmes got hurt when he intercepted the ball. Once he got tackled, then I think it hurt his chest, so he was out. Adoree Jackson was out, and then you have, of course, Logan Ryan wasn't in the game because he missed because of COVID, but he was back in practice yesterday, so they were back at the facility. So thank goodness, at least we'll have Logan Ryan back in the secondary next week against the Miami Dolphins. So that'll be huge, especially if Darnay Holmes might miss a couple weeks for it. I was reading anyway. But have to keep an eye out for Adoree Jackson. But if Adoree Jackson's not in there, we got Bradbury, who did a good job shutting down DeVonta Smith. But I mean, if you got James Bradbury, you might have Aaron Robinson might have to become the number 2 cornerback. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But Steve Parker graded at a 62.4. James Bradbury graded at a 61.9. Then Adoree Jackson, he was only in there for 19 snaps. He graded at a 61.6. Azeez Ojulari graded at a 61.5. Bernard McKinney graded at a 60.3. Lorenzo Carter graded at a 60.1. J.R. Reed, he graded at a 59.8. Of course, we had to have him in there because all the other guys, right? I mean, Logan Ryan wasn't. I said Logan Ryan, Darnay Holmes, Adoree Jackson. Those guys were hurt. So Parker was in there. J.R. Reed was in there. So we had a bunch of guys in there who aren't normally in there, right? So, and we still came up with 4 big turnovers. We only held the Eagles. Only got 7 points, and we won the game. So kudos to those guys. J.R. Reed was a 59.8. Reggie Ragland, he was next. He was a 57.9. Darnay Holmes was in there for 29 snaps. I guess that's when the 29th one was when he got the interception. I guess that's when he got hurt. He graded out a 56.6. Austin Johnson graded out a 55.6. Quincy Roche graded out a 54.5. Leonard, and then this goes to show you how bad our run defense was. You got 4 guys left, right? One was a middle linebacker, and the other guys were the 3 guys in the front. The 4th worst one was Leonard Williams. He graded at a 51.8. His run defense was a 40.8. His tackling was a 38.8. I mean, just very sad. The 3rd worst one was Dexter Lawrence. He graded out a 44.1. Run defense was a 43.6. His tackling was a 23.1, although he did punch the ball out from Boston Scott, which was huge. That fumble, and we recovered it because the Eagles were just walking down the field. That was a big run, and if he didn't knock that ball out, Lord knows. I mean, the Eagles, they got like maybe another 5 or 10 yards. They were field goal range. So I mean, Dexter Lawrence had a bad game, but he did have that one big play. Danny Shelton, I mean, he was in there for 9 snaps. He graded out 29.8. His run defense is a 36.5. I mean, I hope we don't. I mean, thank you for participating with the Giants this year and all that, but the door's that way. I know he's been dinged up and all that stuff and everything, but I mean, he's been really bad all year. I hope he does not come back. Once again, as we let him go. We're going to need to have somebody replace him. Hopefully we get somebody maybe in the draft because, I mean, our front wall, when we get Blake Martinez back, that's certainly going to help. But you got to have the guys up front to help keep Blake Martinez free. And, and against good teams that run the ball, we're very sad, very sad. And then the last one is, and he even had that huge interception at the end of the first half, which, Jalen Hurts just took too much time off the clock, because by the time he threw the ball and Tay Crowder intercepted it, and it was maybe about a second or so left to go or whatever. But, I mean, it was a huge interception. But Tay Crowder, even with that interception, he graded out at a 26.6. His run defense was a 20.9. I mean, the guys in the middle. I mean, Leonard Williams' run defense, 40.8. Dexter Lawrence's run defense, 43.6. Danny Shelton run defense was a 36.5. And Tay Crowder was a 20.9. I mean, my God. Absolutely pathetic. I mean, and we're going to face the Eagles one more time, too. I mean, we got to face the Cowboys, who have got a great offensive line, who are very good at running the ball. And the last time we played them, they ran roughshod over us. We got to play the Eagles one more time in Philly in a couple weeks. So, yeah. It's very demoralizing. I understand when you can't rush the passer and all that, but when a team can just hand the ball off, I know there's a run-pass option, too. I get that. But sometimes, like when the Cowboys can just hand the ball off and they just run right through you, very demoralizing, very demoralizing. But so the Giants now 4-7. Next week we're playing against the Miami Dolphins, who had a big win themselves this past weekend. But just a little food for thought for you. This is since the AFL NFL merger, 1970. This is the 52nd season of National Football League with the AFL NFL mergers. That's when the Miami Dolphins were in the AFL. They came and they merged with the NFL. So in 52 seasons of football, the Miami Dolphins have never beaten the New York Giants. Never, not once, never beaten them in Miami. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!